Godzilla, the king of the monsters, the god of all kaiju. We'll be returning once more to the Monsterverse to see Godzilla face off against Mothra, King Ghidorah, and even Rodan. But on the lead up to that, we had some interesting snippets of information from the director, where he stated that the world was in a state of panic and overreacting to the knowledge of the apex predator Godzilla's existence. Which led me to think, what if Godzilla was real? How would we react? How would humanity survive? And I want to just say, first things first, there is no amount of reaction that is overreaction to learning of the existence of a 300-foot monster. There is no overreaction. If Godzilla was real and we were to discover him, we were to see him, no reaction, absolutely categorically no reaction is an overreaction. And yes, there would be more. The main concern we would face if Godzilla was real would be the state of radioactive power plants and just generally radioactive military bases. We have submarines which are powered by nuclear power sources. If Godzilla was real and swimming through the ocean, he would likely be consuming submarines because of his need to feed on radiation. Power plants would not be safe, and we would probably attribute a lot of the nuclear power plants disasters to Godzilla, such as Chernobyl, perhaps even Fukushima, and even the nuclear plant in France, which suffered an explosion. These would most likely be pinned on Godzilla, as it would most likely be his fault, due to the need to feed on radiation. The other issue we would face if Godzilla was indeed real is the fact that there would be others like him. Not necessarily the specific Godzilla race, but the other gigantic kaiju. So if that was the case and we learned that Godzilla was real, we managed to feed him radiation, keep him at bay, he didn't attack humanity, and he stayed in the ocean like he generally speaking does, we would still have to face off against the other kaiju. We would be in a mass panic because of course we would have seen some of the kaiju which Godzilla had faced off against, and this is the real threat to humanity. Godzilla, I feel, can be kept somewhat at bay. He is not exactly malicious in his intent towards humanity. However, the other kaiju most definitely are, and that is where the real issue would come in. I believe we would absolutely be devastated unless, of course, Godzilla stepped in. But you are quite literally relying on a gigantic lizard's benevolence for that act. So if Godzilla was real, we could probably keep him at bay. We could feed him some of the nuclear material that we have and form a mutual relationship with the creature in that sense at the very least. However, I believe submarines would be targeted. We would probably have to remove them from waters, and a lot of the nuclear power plants would have to be sectioned off because of Godzilla's appetite. If Godzilla was indeed real, we would have to somehow attempt to befriend the giant lizard, because otherwise gigantic kaiju would destroy and devastate humanity. So guys, like I said, this video came around because of the director's comments about humanity overreacting and in a state of paranoia. There is absolutely no overreaction that humanity could exhibit for the knowledge of a gigantic 300-foot lizard being alive. So I found this to be an interesting video to cover. I hope you did enjoy it, guys. What do you think would happen if Godzilla was real? What if Godzilla was real? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like and a share. If you don't follow me on Twitter or Instagram, please do, over at Mr. H Reviews. And you can check out my Patreon page via the link in the description box. As always, I've been Mr. H, and I will catch you in the next video.